A Nelson man has survived every pilot's worst nightmare, running out of fuel mid-flight. Brent Ferguson says his engine cut out suddenly, forcing him to make an emergency landing. But even when he was back on the ground, his troubles were far from over. Kaylee Callahan has the story.
Making a splash in the middle of an estuary, Brent Ferguson found himself in big trouble this morning after having to land his Cessna aircraft on a sandbar after he ran out of fuel.
Quite surprised really, because obviously I wouldn't take off even on a 10-minute flight if I didn't think I had enough fuel. But I suspected that that's probably what it was, just the way the engine stopped dead.
The 78-year-old was on a solo flight from Brightwater. He was headed for Motueka to meet with fellow pilots, but over the waters near Jacket Island his engine stopped, forcing him to find somewhere to land.
There was nowhere to go really. I did look at the road, State Highway 60 I think it is, but there was just too much traffic on it. I could have made that.
Once he landed safely on the sandbar, the ocean became his next problem, with the tide quickly rolling in, threatening to swamp the sandbar and his plane. But just as quickly, other pilots jumped into action.
Grabbed some gas, threw it in the helicopter, and I flew with the helicopter out to the island, dropped him off the gas, he filled his plane up.
Once the Cessna was fuelled and ready to go, Ferguson took 2 attempts to take off, pushing through waves of water and over bumpy sandbars to get airborne with no runway to spare.
That was pretty silly. Good lesson.
The remarkable takeoff was caught on camera by a witness.
Bugger me, he's done it. You lucky, lucky boy. By the time he got to the water's edge, his wheels were just off the ground. Yep, that was a close one.
Brent and his Cessna made it to Motueka, where he and close mate Ian Andrews reflected on one of the riskiest takeoffs of his 50-year flying career. Kaylee Callahan, News Hub.